I want to show you something that I wish everybody learned in school, but I feel like nobody did. And this unfinished painting that I'm working on right now is the perfect metaphor or example for this. There is a place in your life where you and almost anyone can find hidden potential, and it can be applied in almost any direction or dimension that you want. You just gotta listen to me yap about color theory here for a second, and I swear it will make sense by the end. I want you to look at this gray color. I'm gonna bring it up close for the camera here. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus in on this for a second here. This gray color right here is our main character today. I want you to take a good look at this. The name, Mission Control. Pretty heavy-handed name for what I consider a pretty mid-gray. Pretty bland, pretty boring. That's part of the story here I'm gonna tell you, all right? Now, if I focus back onto the painting, keep this gray in mind right here. If I focus back on this painting, I want you to tell me where in this painting do you think I've used this gray so far? I think most people would say, well, yeah, it's probably down here in this silver part of the can, in the pop tab area. That's either the lighter or the darker of these two grays. And that would be incorrect. This gray right here, I'll zoom in on it again to get a good look. That gray is actually the dark green color on this Saguaro. Let's get close. I'm gonna prove it to you, okay? Got this zoomed in here, okay. Got this in place, you can read it right there, Mission Control. Same gray from before. Even right here, it doesn't look like it's the same gray. But I'm not gonna use any editing so you know that I'm telling the truth here. So, open it up. Again, gray. Now, just straight across. Right there. Do it again. Right there. That is the same color. Now, it might look a little lighter because when acrylics go on, they go on just like a half shade lighter, and then when they dry, they go just a bit darker. So again, it doesn't look exactly, but as soon as this dries, you will not be able to tell that I put that there. Spread it out a little bit so it doesn't have a nasty texture. Okay, here's it already after like 30 seconds, and you can see it's drying into the same color. You will not be able to tell I put that dab there in a few minutes. We've got the Behr full color collection here. And you'd probably say, okay, well, maybe that gray back here is just part of these dark greens. It's probably one of these dark grays and the greens, and that's why it works so well. Except, if you actually look it up, I had it, oh, right here, there, Mission Control. It's literally right next to Pansy Garden and Lavender Sky. It's a purpley blue. And here's the thing, this is even why they have all these samples at the Home Depot store when I'm not stealing them and using them for my own projects. And they also have all these paint cards for free, is that you really can't tell what a color's gonna do until you put it up against everything else. I feel like half my job is just trying to figure out which colors and tones look good together and showcase each other the best. Notice it's already dry. Look, it's already dry. You can't tell that there was ever a spot there. Here's the idea that I can't get out of my head that I just had to turn the camera on to share with you today. I think we are all this gray color at times. Let me explain. I heard this a while back. I can't figure out who said it. Google's no help. But I did like what it pulled up. You can't outwork a bad environment. Meaning that your surroundings, people, habits, and atmosphere have more influence on your success than discipline alone. That sums it up really good. And then it continues with behavioral research suggesting environment influences up to 40% of daily action. 20% would be a lot. That means 1 out of every 5 decisions is based on your environment. It's saying it can be up to 2 out of every 5 actions is dependent on your environment. And of course, leave it to the internet, Google specifically, the whole first focus on the negative. that's fine, but that's only one half of the coin. I wanna look at the other half of this, okay? And that's why I picked this gray right here. As far as I can tell, this is one of the most plain grays I have ever seen. It's neither light nor dark. It's not special in any way, but you take this gray and you put it over here next to these green neighbors, and it leaves its purple roots behind and becomes something brand new. Not only is this gray now this deep, rich, interesting green, but it's also the backbone of this whole saguaro cactus. It literally gives it not only shade, but dimension through all the lines and the ribs of this plant. And to me, as far as I can tell, it belongs there. It's almost as if this color has risen to the occasion and reached a whole new potential that I don't think anybody would believe that it could be if you just look at this color by itself. Here's a really silly and bad example to make the point. There is a reason we do not do open heart surgery in the middle of a daycare. The space is wrong, the atmosphere is wrong, the people, although cute, sticky children climbing the walls is wrong. I can't think of a worse place to do this type of work. It is the wrong environment, obviously. But here's the question, do you give your situation the same level of logic? Have you been trying to do something that's important to you in the wrong environment and then wonder why the results are lacking? This is why artists have their own studios and writers tend to have designated desks to write at. They're trying to find a familiar atmosphere that's right for them. This is why anyone at any level of success has their own office. They're trying to control the atmosphere and environment that's right for them. If you have something that you really, really want to develop, create, or achieve in your life, I would ask you to consider maybe you need to find a dedicated space for that thing. Even if it's just a tiny desk in the corner somewhere, and or find the right people to help you with said thing. I feel like I just want to read this because I wrote it down really good. People, daily habits, and atmosphere are going to be what takes you from feeling mid to feeling in control, confident, and happy, and be the color that you were supposed to be all along. If there's only one thing that you remember from this video, I hope it's this. Your environment will determine your potential and success. Here's the final look at my painting. Thanks for listening.